Sometimes I can be a bit nervous about telling someone or wondering if they know.
I don't like to tell people, so I haven't told anyone who doesn't need to know.
How's the nanny, mate?
Kind of, to me, it seems like a weird thing to do straight away. It's like telling someone a secret.
You know, it's a small town, people talk. This is an exciting topic for conversation, I'm sure. Like, it's pretty juicy.
Sometimes I'm also concerned about, whether or not I'll be taken seriously. And maybe it will damage my professional reputation. Maybe it will damage my organisation's reputation. Yeah, there's lots of different things that run through my head.
I feel like it's the right time to talk to someone when I know that I want to be friends with them and when lying feels uncomfortable. There was one girl who I met who didn't know, and I told her while we were on our first date, and she seemed to really like it. It didn't turn her off at all.
This one time I was out and been dancing, and there's this kind of hot guy, and kind of been checking each other out, and I guess things moved faster than I anticipated, and then we're having a bit of a pash. And I was like, do we go home together? If we're going to go home together, I have to tell him,
Yeah, it's an adventure. I guess my approach is to have, like, a couple of dates and don't get down and dirty on those dates.
If it's just a harmless pash, I typically would tell someone, but in that scenario, it just moved too fast. So I kind of pulled him aside and went, I've got to let you know something, and told him. I haven't always been a dude. I just kind of cut straight into it.
I haven't always been male. I was born a female, and I started my transition about 10 years ago, and now I'm a man.
She smiled and said, I know, and said, and I think it's the most wonderful thing that you are living your truth so honestly. Actually, it's incredibly hot to me.
He was pretty surprised that he had no idea. He was pretty, I think, kind of like, what?
It is funny watching people do the maths in their head sometimes. Like, you can see it on their face when working it out.
Hey, who's a clever boy?
When I first met Ed, she knew. I met her at a friend's dinner party, and she saw me walk in the room and was like, wow, he's really cute. And she said to the person next to her, who's he? And this guy goes, oh, that's Danny, he's trans, blah, 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 and told her about me, like, straight away.
Off you go. Go.
To me, if it's a secret, it's because it's something I'm ashamed of, so I try to make it not a secret.
I don't think there's that same visibility about trans guys as there is about trans women. I've had a few reactions that have been maybe a little bit offensive, without them meaning to be, I think.
I think the primary question that people ask is, have you got a dick? And I think, it's so impolite. I
told this man that I was trans, and he said, yes, but do you still have your male appendage? And I thought back on it, I was like, oh, he thought I was a guy, like, going, but I'm a lady, you know what I mean? So that was funny.
I would prefer to tell them after they get to know me, so that they know me as a man and then learn. Because if I didn't tell them, they would be missing a huge part of my life experience and way of looking at the world.
There is one person I haven't told yet, and it's probably one of the most important people I'm going to have to tell, and that's my son, Elton. And I'm looking forward to it, but I am fearing it as well.
It feels like I'm being more honest when I meet someone and I just let them assume that I was biologically born a man. I feel like with strangers, they're seeing me for who I feel myself to be, for who I truly am, for this person that I've always been inside and am now physically representing. You're meeting me for who I am.